Don't miss the biggest nights in MMA.
We are now set for the main event. Ronaldo with the shot. Let's go. One of the greats. The champions of the world.
There's all to play for, which is so exciting. These teams have to come in here and give it their all.
Have a real nice tempo. Goes baseline, watch out.
Oh, my!
Oh, baby! All the way down the runway for a big time throwdown.
That's a lot of fans out there.
Look at that. The drama keeps continuing, Denny.
This is just brilliant.
He strikes. Starts as you mean to go on.
But this is the danger of the top two guys, and that nuclear weapon that is.
Whoa, hello, goodbye. Score! In the back of the net.
And shoots. Score!
Of Serie A action. We'll bring you so much of it here on DAZN.
Magnificent. That is tremendous.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Going deep for it all. Devontae Smith. He has got it. Touchdown.
Your Eagles are world champions again.
DAZN is the home of boxing.
Really spurs you on, gets you going. Let's make history.
Pure power. There's no way back from this, surely.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it?
On the show. So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this.
Fight Night Prelims live on DAZN.
Hello and welcome to the Copper Box here in the East End of London, where tonight new British and Commonwealth champion George Liddard makes his first defence against former European champion, the veteran Tyler Denny. That will come in your way live on DAZN this evening, live from 7 PM. But a stacked card here on Prelims. As we take a look here, Taylor Bebbin looking to go 8-0 against Martin Beluccio. Conor Mitchell back in action. And first up, it's the debutant, John Ryder's charge, young Louis Ward, former amateur star, first up. So let's get proceedings underway and hand over to our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Copper Box Arena in London, live on DAZN, we're ready to go with our first bout of the evening. Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing present 4 rounds in the super featherweight division. The action is sponsored by Betfred, Drip, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, 10% Club, North Defense, Events 365, Fuel Hub, and Everlast. Your timekeeper is Stephen Pucci. Your referee is 8-star referee Lee Every. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 9 stone, 5 pounds, 8 ounces. A veteran of 30 contests wearing black and gold from West Bromwich, Javius Forey. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 9 stone, 6 pounds, and 9 ounces. Making his debut this evening, wearing navy and white. He's a former Haringey Box Cup winner, a 3-time national champion from Thaden Boys, Louis Ward.
Okay, lads, when I say stop, you stop boxing. When I say break, take a step back. Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all times. Good luck to you.
Wow. Super featherweight action, 4 rounds. And it is the debut of the former amateur star, Louis Ward. What a night of boxing we have for you this evening, live on DAZN. And as ever, I have Ely's 3rd greatest ever boxer, Barry Jones, alongside me. And what a night of boxing we've got this evening.
How come I'm 3rd?
Who else was on your... Steve Robinson.
Steve Robinson in my street. 2nd best boxer in my street, won a world title.
And then Bob, 2 doors up.
NBA Bob.
A nice positive start this from Louis Ward. Working behind the jab. Trained by John Ryder and Tony Sims. A gym that is buzzing at the minute. Lovely lead jab to the body. Good variation shown already.
Oh, good body shot there.
Oh, back comes Forey. But yeah, a 3-time national amateur champion. MC just reminding us as well. Haringey Cup gold medalist. We've been there, Barry. We know the quality.
It means something, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Really does.
It does, yeah. It's a proper advertisement.
Europe's largest amateur boxing event. And you can see the pedigree already, Barry, can't you?
Yeah, do you know what? He's doing the, I don't want to say basics, because it makes him sound basic. He's doing the fundamentals. Absolutely fantastic.
I'll tell you what, he just fainted there for a lovely left hook once he got the reaction from Forey. Really intelligent boxing. Just speaking to him backstage, looking to enjoy himself in there, not force it. And obviously, if he gets the victory here, it'll be about being active, being busy.
And we say that all the time, don't we, about those debutants. You know, just don't rush your work. You're a talent, you're a natural talent. So you don't rush, you don't need to rush it. Just go, you know what you're doing. Don't try and over-impress sometimes. You can make it a little bit untidy. But what he's done here, Ward, is he knows his length, he knows that he has that reach, and he's using it really well. He's not moving the feet then punching, he's punching and moving the feet. It's different depending on if you've got long levers or not, how you move the feet.
Yeah, some good wins in the amateurs as well. Had a bit of a laugh with him at the press conference on Thursday. He was sat next to Conor Mitchell, who he beat in the amateurs. Nice left hook again.
Yeah, there's a right hand just before that as well, wasn't there?
Oh, lovely right hand, and Forey felt that one. Beautiful shot right on the button, and he's looking to follow it up with a nice barrage of shots here. Fantastic start from young Louis Ward.
But look how he's maintaining the distance here, Ward, so he can get leverage on his shot. So he's not rushing his work, he's not getting too close. So Forey can hold on or land with back, he's keeping it nice and long.
That's lovely, this. Intelligent, isn't it, Barry?
Yeah, good, really good fundamentals here from Ward.
Working nicely behind the jab, you can see already. Not afraid to mix it inside. And that lead left hook has been an absolute peach.
Tell you what, though, he's not even turning it over yet. He's hitting with the fingers. If he turned that over, that's a real weapon. But he's hit with the fingers. Can he get the speed with it? So he can, like Kazagi did the same minute. He didn't turn his hand over, so you get more speed on the shot.
Credit to Forey here. Stunned by that right hand. He's only been stopped 3 times from his 23 defeats. And knows he'll have to look after himself. And what a fantastic first round for young Louis Ward. Great venue, this, Barry, isn't it? Has some good nights here.
Yeah, it is. When it's busy, it's really good, isn't it?
Johnny Fisher, Alan Babbage. Roof come off that night, didn't it? But as we look at these highlights,
I mean, just understanding what he is and what he can do, and that's punch long, keep it long, all the power. When you're a tall, lean fighter like Ward is, all the power is at the end of the shot. You want a full extension. You get the velocity in the shot with the speed. When if you want to throw short, you're stunting your power there. So you know exactly what he's doing. He lands some really big right hands there, and only for his good durability kept him in the fight in that round. But he had no hiding place for Fury in that first round. I think it's going to be more of the same here for Ward.
Round 2.
Yep, into the second round we go, and it was lovely controlled aggression, controlled first round from the young Louis Ward. Lovely balance, lovely lead hand. Foray drew last time out against 9-1 Shere Khan, not to be confused with your favourite Jungle Book character.
But Blue's my favourite.
Blue, yeah. Got the personality of Blue. It's not as chirpy.
I got the same hairy back.
I must say, his last win actually, 2024, he beat 4-0 Brandon Bethel. So if he gets a sniff, Foray, which has not been allowed here, he'll go for it. But again, that short white uppercut inside from
Ward. Even close there, he's winning the exchanges here. Forey's trying to get close, little swelling coming underneath the right eye there of Forey, but Ward just taking his time, and it's impressive.
Good defence as well. Everything following that lead hand. Accurate jab.
He's got to be careful. He's boxing really well, but he's just getting that front foot a little bit closer, which might give Forey a little bit more opportunity to land.
I'll tell you what I have been impressed with, only a round and a half in, is how relaxed he is. For a young man, only 21, his debut, he's kept the shoulders nice and loose. He's not tensed up, has he?
Oh, Darren, these kids are built different now. They're so full of confidence. Never know anything like it. All the nerves that we would have when we turned pro, and different eras, but still, nowadays they just believe they're going to be the best.
So have that young arrogance again. Again, beautiful jab from Ward. Again, looking for that left hook, just varying up the attacks. Look at the nose of Foray now, completely busted. And
I tell you what, that when he feints and throws that hook, if he can either get the angle when it goes up a little bit on an angle, or turn his hand over, that's a real weapon.
What do you do there? You want the elbow a little higher, knuckles down.
See, I never threw it like that, but nor did Roy Jones, by the way, because he had power in his, and I never. But I mean, if you throw it from an up angle, so it comes with an angle across as well, I think you'll hit the chin differently, and you'll have a real effect. Or, yeah, like you said, if the elbow can bring it across square, so you hit with the front two knuckles.
Looking for the long left hook there with the right hand afterwards. Foray again showing his toughness here, and durability, letting his own hands go. Tucking up nicely, Ward not offering anything at the minute, and back comes that jab. He's mixed it up as well, that jab to head, body. Fainting again. What time, Barry, as well, with the opportunities for these young lads and ladies. Boxing absolutely buzzing. Big cards springing up all the time. And when you've got...
And every weekend.
Every weekend. Must be a real buzz. Certainly to be in a gym as well, that's buzzing. But another good round for Ward. Again, massive credit to Foray in the red corner.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm just looking in his corner there, Foray. I can see Tristan Davis. Tristan Davis beat me in the amateurs, the semi-finals of the ABA. Dad of Liam Davis.
You said this before, but I remember thinking, that's not an exclusive club.
What, beating me?
No, yeah, no, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, you talk about like it was an all-time great, perfect thing, decision, result, and it's not that. You were good, but you're not as good as you think you are.
Can't all be Barry Jones, can we?
I mean, there's loads of people, most people who walk past me would beat me in some sense. I mean, he's boxing well. I think he didn't have any problems in that second round, but he had to work a little bit hard in that second round. Forey making him think a little bit more. And he looked like he tensed up just a little bit in that second, but still boxed well.
Yeah, second half of this fight, 4-rounder, super featherweight division. The tall frame of Louis Ward. Nice little spring to the step, working nicely behind that lead hand. Good opposition, I think, as well. I know, look, he's a journeyman Foray, but he's tough. He throws shots. He doesn't just go into his shell, does he?
Yeah, so it's not just a guy who tucks up and lets you do what you want to do, yeah.
Again, head, body with that jab, just looking for the opening, not rushing anything.
Just like seeing double it up. I know I say that every week, but I do. Just, just keep changing it. Like you said, you've been mixing that jab at body and head, but then I'll double up the jab, pushing back with it a little bit, create the space for that right hand.
That was nice. Took a little step back through the right hand after foray missed with the jab. And you feel moving forward, those feet are going to be very important for Ward. Uses them very well, shifts in and out of range nicely.
See, I think his stance is really good, but I think he can go a little bit wider. Because he is tall, he can sit on that back foot a little bit, so then you don't have to step back, you can lean back and that'll engage that back leg then to come back with a bit more power with that right hand. Only subtly, but enough to get a little more purchase on the shot.
And then you can transfer the weight, can't you? When you throw that right hand, move it onto the front foot. So yeah.
And you've got the luxury, because he is such a tall, lean fighter, you've got the luxury to, of space and time to do it.
You're right, he picks up on the swelling of the right high of foray. Looking about something else here, Barry. But he's just not throwing that left hook, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Surprised he's not throwing it a little bit more with that swelling to the right eye, sorry, of foray. Boxing really well. In first gear here, enjoying himself.
I know, even though it's only a 4-rounder, for him, he's trying to pace himself a little bit here as well. Because it's your first fight. Whatever confidence, good shot.
Another stunning right hand from Louis Ward. So sharp and accurate with that shot.
I love when that happens because it just shuts me up.
Keep it tidy, both of you. Keep it tidy.
Oh, not offering much now. Trying to, but every time he lets the shot go, he's getting countered now by Louis Ward.
And he went the
left hook. Yeah, right hand was a little high there. Low, sorry, from foray, and he lands that left hook. Again, using the feet really well, Louis Ward.
And he rolled into that shot, Ward. And he didn't load up, he rolled and used his body, the momentum of his body, the shifting of the weight.
The defence head is rolling under that right hand of foray, but it's the variation of the shots. Really, really good. Got every shot in his arsenal. Boxing nicely. That right uppercut's a lovely shot. Foray trying to come back gamely, but the head movement, very, very classy from Louis Ward.
And busy, he's busy as well.
He is. Without being reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah, another good round, 3 in the bank there for Louis Ward. Boxing really well.
I tell you what, he boxed really well in the first round. Boxed good in the second, but not as good. I thought he tensed up a little in the second round, but that round again, he was throwing lovely. Yeah, just where the shoulders relaxed a little bit, allowed him to move his body, and then again sharp punches on the target with that right hand. And left hook was lovely. And again, that left hook is only going to get better as he develops. By the way, he starts turning his hands over or getting a different angle with the shot. And also, what he does quite well as well, is when Foray looks to attack, he takes 2 or 3 steps back. Only little steps, because he's so tall, he puts him out of range, and just negates Foray's any sort of ambition he has. He has to reset.
You can see already from those 3 rounds that he's a real natural talent, and with the team there, Tony Sims, John Wilder, what a fighter John Wilder was. Tough as they come. Yeah, he'll be improving all the time, especially with the sparring he's going to have in the gym. But into the 4th round we go, last round here. Super featherweight contest, the debut of Louis Ward. It's been a very good debut so far.
That's been fantastic. And again, he's in with a journeyman who will cause you problems. Even if you win, he makes you work hard, and you're in a fight. But Ward's controlled everything. And you can see he's a fighter. He knows what he is already, and that's such a gift.
It's so much easier to build around this, isn't it? When you've got that nice frame, you can box. He's obviously going to become more of an accomplished inside fighter, which already looks good with the right uppercut.
But this is what he's going to be, unless he moves up massively in weight and everyone, he negates the size. This is what he's going to be. You just add into him. And the good thing with Tony and the guys in the gym, they won't try and change it. They'll try and add little bits at the time, and develop it over the years.
That right hand again, just missing with the shot that time. There's that left hook, then drops the jab to the body. A little unorthodox in what he's doing there, but really effective. Look at the nose of Foray. Again, gangly trying to come forward from the West Midlands.
To be fair to Foray, he's kept quite safe.
Yeah.
You know, after that first round, it looked like he was an easy target to hit. He's just become a little bit, not elusive, but a little bit more harder to hit clean.
Like I say, only been stopped the 3 times from the 23 defeats. Charles Frankham, very good fighter. Beat him over 6 rounds. Won every round, but he couldn't get him out of there.
And I'd say, because you mentioned Frankham, I know he changes the pace quite efficiently, and that's all Ward hasn't done here. That's all. He hasn't done nothing wrong, but we haven't seen that acceleration of pace or injection of pace, whatever you want to call it, because he hasn't had to. That's why. But I mean, you'd like to see it now, maybe in the closing rounds. But he's paced himself really well. You know, 4 rounds is a big difference to three rounds. It's only 1 more round, but it is a big difference.
100% you're thinking about it. No, but I moved up from 6 to 8. You're thinking about it. It's only 2 extra rounds, but it's on your minds. And yeah, if you're thinking about it for sure, a change of pace definitely is something that will be there. The more he fights, the more he gets used to these fight laps.
He's boxed well and he's been aggressive.
So he finishes with a double jab. Going through the gears now. Louis Ward looking very good, but the toughness of Foray evident once more.
Do you know what I was going to say to leave with his work? Oh, good uppercut there from Foray. He's kept it simple as well. He's been aggressive, he's looked good, but he hasn't tried to overcomplicate stuff. And I love that.
Really, really impressive debut this from Louis Ward.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, sells a ticket. He's got the style. And there's going to be some very good nights ahead for the young man.
And you know how good he is? Speak to Foray after the fight.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you, because he knows. He'll know. You know, oh, yeah, he didn't hit that hard, and he'll go, no, I couldn't see the punches come in, and you know, he had me on the end of the jab, I couldn't get close. And then you know that's a sign of a potentially a very, very good fighter. And I thought tonight, for the debut, that was absolutely outstanding. Look at that. Found the range easy, and every round he found the range quite easy. Never looked like he got a second gear, Darren, to me. You know, controlled everything with that long levers. He knows what he is. He does what he does very, very well. And he's only going to get better when he's adding to the game, slowing, you know, setting his feet a little bit more, you know, changing the pace of some of his work. All those things you'll learn along the way. But right now, they got so much there to work with.
Yeah, fantastic to see another bright star grace this professional ring here. Very good debut for the young man. Let's throw back to the MC for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to referee Lee Every's scorecard. He scores the contest 40-36 for your winner from Thaden Boys, Louis Ward.
Moves to 1-0 as a professional. Respect shown between the two, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Foray compares him to some of the other young talents that he's had in front of him. John Ryder there, Tristan Davis, who I mentioned, but yeah, very, very good outing that for the young man, and they've got talent there, that's for sure. John Ryder, Tony Sims, Mark Seltzer, Bill Moran, the young-looking Bill Moran. So yes.
I'll tell you something though, as he develops, he's going to knock people out. With a long right hand, he's going to be knocking people's back out as he gets a little bit older, a little bit stronger. He's going to be one you're going to want to watch.
Don't load up with a shot, and yeah, I'm excited to see Louis Ward out again. I'm sure he will be with this crop of fighters that we've got, but this is what we have coming for you later on this evening. A stacked card. It really is. Live from the Copper Box. Here on DAZN. I'm sure you can see the graphic there for George Liddard taking on Tyler Denny. What a cracker that is. There we go, there's the top of the bill. Giorgio Vizioli stepping up again. Levi Giles, very, very capable fighter. That for the English title that Giorgio won last time out. Jimmy Sains, Derek Zazi, very good fight. Derek Zazi at Thursday's press conference, very, very confident. Then the hard-hitting, all-action Lely Buttigieg takes on Jack Goodwin. That an eliminator for the English middleweight title. What a great domestic division that is, the middleweights. Really flying the flags, some really good fights to be made. But that all coming your way live on DAZN from 7 p.m. Well, let's hand back over to Ben RMC for our second fight here on Prelims.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all set to go with our next bout of the evening. Making his way to the ring, please welcome El Terrible Martin Ezekiel Bulacio.
Well, here is Martin Bulacio, 36-year-old from Argentina. 15 wins, 10 losses, but the eye-catching number here is the 10 KOs from his 15 victories. The producer just in my ear there saying they can imagine Barry Jones wearing that t-shirt, and I agree, without a shadow of a doubt. That is a bit of you, Barry.
He's saying that because he's seen me in one, that's all.
Oh, okay, all right. Here is Martin Bulacio, 10 KOs on the record.
I didn't know they did them in adult sizes though.
And now entering the arena, it's Taylor Bevan.
Would you buy dog on? I fall to my knees and yes, the war's already won. So please don't take me for no fool.
Well, we do get carried away every now and again with bright prospects coming through. Some we get wrong, some we get right. And this man here, a former amateur star, 7 wins, 7 inside the distance, is certainly one we can see going all the way. Barry just putting his hands up, fellow Welshman, now based in Southampton, does everything really, really well. Lovely jab, tons of power, accurate, goes through the gears, so much to like Barry.
Oh yeah, he's a real talent. I was looking at a few of the Commonwealth Games and like he was absolutely outstanding, he really was. You know, he's one you thought, yeah, he'll make a fantastic pro. And he's been brilliant. He got a great guy in his corner, one of my favourite fighters of all time, called Colin Joe, Uncle Colin, I call him. But he's brilliant, and he punches hard with every shot, but he can box as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live at the Copper Box Arena and we're ready for our next bout of the evening. Eddie Hearn and Matry Boxing present 8 rounds in the super middleweight division. The action is sponsored by Betfred, Drip, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Events 365, North Defense, 10% Club, Fuel Hub, and Everlast. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Official in charge is Ben Harmsworth. Your timekeeper is Stephen Pucci, and your referee is Amy Pugh. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 12 stone, 2 pounds. He has a record of 15 wins from 25 contests. Wearing black trunks from Cordoba, Argentina, El Terrible Martin Ezekiel Bulacio. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 12 stone, 1 pound and 6 ounces. He has a perfect record. 7 fights, 7 wins, 7 big wins inside the distance. Wearing black and white camo from Cardiff, Wales, fighting out of Southampton, Taylor Bevan.
For 8 rounds in the super middleweight division, and it's the 7-0, 7 KOs. Taylor Bevan, former amateur star, as I say, in with Argentina's Martin Bulacio. Does have 10 KOs from his 15 wins. But he's in deep here, Barry, with the sharp shooting, heavy hitting Taylor Bevan.
Yeah, the only one, he doesn't look in shape, does he, Taylor Bevan?
I've never seen ab muscles as big as that.
Never seen him, I've never seen him. He's not really from Cardiff, he got too many muscles.
Yeah, but such an intelligent young man, in and out of the ring, lovely jab that he sets everything up with. You mentioned the Commonwealth Games there, what fight he had with Aaron Bowen. Fight in the tournament for sure, lost in the final to Sean Lazzarini from Scotland, but has developed so well under the watchful eye, as you say. Colin Jones, really impressive.
He was a massive puncher, one of the biggest punchers in British boxing, Colin Jones. So, you know, he'll know how to develop that, but also good box as well. A former Olympian himself, Colin, at 17 years of age, by the way.
Yeah, he stopped Mickey Ellison in December. Last year, did Taylor Bevan.
You just need someone who can take the shots, take the power. That's and how he reacts to that. You've had a couple of guys, you know, who look like that, but then he wears them down and with
right hand
intelligence.
From Balasio, as I said, has that 10 KOs. Just ships a right hand though from Bevan back. Yeah, I think that was a bit of a gauger for Bevan. Mickey Ellison doesn't get stopped often, and he showed how powerful he is. Recognised behind the jab. Been caught a couple of times here, Bevan from Balasio.
But when you're an aggressive fighter, I think that's part of the course. You're going to take shots. You're going to have to. I mean, and you think, oh, Bevan should move his head more, maybe, but I mean, the way he's engineered to throw his shots, he always needs to be square-shouldered. The way he turns into the punches, he's not really like a rolling sort of fighter, but he can dip a little bit more to the left and the right, I would think.
Blasted on the scene, didn't he? When he destroyed Greg O'Neill in his debut. He dropped him twice in the second round. He rated the performance 8 out of 10. Very intrigued to know what a 10 out of 10 will look like.
There's not one shot he throws without any weight. There's no flicky jabs. There's one there, actually.
But he's almost using that flicky jab, isn't he, to try and draw Balasio in. Subtle feint as well, sharp jab, gun filled out.
The jab knocked that out. And he didn't even step behind the jab, he just turned his shoulder into it, like almost like it's like a jarring. It's not a jab, it's a ramrod left hand.
It really is.
That's what it is.
I think a lot of people neglect that side of the jab. You think, you know, it is a range finder, there's always variation, it sets up shots, but you throw a jab properly and you step in with it like Taylor Bevan does, it's a hurtful blow.
And that's my issue with the stats. They don't have a jab as a power shot, I believe. If I'm wrong, I apologise. So then you can't tell me that some of the jabs that he throws are not power jabs, or Gennady Golovkin, every jab he threw was a power shot.
You have his work cut out as far as trying to get this inside the distance. You can see Balasio already, he picks his moments, he keeps his hands high. There's some intelligence about him. Certainly when it comes to looking after himself. Only been stopped 4 times from his 10 defeats.
But with Bevan, you've got to stay safe all the time. So you almost can't switch off, and it's that mental side that tires you out, because you're always having to be switched on with it. Because every shot he throws, as you see, is a hurtful shot wherever it lands, and so that tires him out. So you'll wear fighters down in 5 rounds, 6 rounds. And then when they start to wane a little bit, if you can keep that sharpness, and he obviously is incredibly fit, then those gaps appear, and you don't see the shots coming, and that's what's going to be the downfall for most of his opponents.
Well, someone who did stop Martin Balasio was Kevin Lee Saggio. You might remember him, he stopped Jack Cullen, lost recently to Diego Pacheco on points. Heavy hitting Kevin Lee Saggio. So can Taylor Bevan follow suit? Doesn't need to rush anything here, boxing nicely. Speaking to manager Brian Peters a couple of days ago, and he said this would be his last 8-rounder. Wants to step up to 10 rounds, and not far at all now from a potential English title shot or something meaningful. First title looming, a first title shot anyway. Nice lead left uppercut from Taylor Bevan. And we was recently commentating on Ryan Garner, who potential talks of a fight in Southampton or St Mary's, and I'm sure Taylor Bevan would love to have some involvement in that show if it does happen. So opportunities in the glamorous division.
I was going to fight for an English title when he's Welsh.
Huh?
I was going to fight for an English title when he's Welsh.
Good point.
You really got my back at that, didn't you? How dare you?
British Boxing Board of Control licence holder. Again, look at the base, look at the solid fundamentals that's shown from Bevan. When he gets a sniff, as we see there, really goes through the gear. Look at the face already of Balasio, the nose busted. Would be surprised if that's broken.
Again, none of these shots are like shots that are going to just put you to sleep, but every shot's so jarring and heavy. It puts a panic on everybody. even guys who are durable like this, they're not guys who are going to beat you, of course, but the guys who are here, they're brought here to make you work.
You just feel at any moment. I'm worried about looking down at my notes because you just feel he could land that shot at any moment. Nice composure. Those uppercuts are really stunning, Palacio.
Look at Palacio. Every time Palacio throws an shot from Bevan,
yeah, and he drops to the body.
But every time Palacio throws a shot, Bevan makes him pay.
He does.
Even if he lands, he fires someone back.
There's just no respite, is there, for Palacio at all? If he attack, left to the body, he's hurt that one. There's that delayed reaction. That was a stunning left to the body for Palacio. Yes, right under the right elbow of Palacio. What a shot, Barry.
He took his right arm.
That's it. It's another KO for young Taylor Bevan. 8 fights, 8 wins, 8 inside the distance. His last 8-rounder, stepping up to 10 potentially next time. This man is not just close to fighting for titles, he's very close to winning them.
Yeah, do you know what? If he slow that down, his right shoulder goes over his left knee to get the angle to throw up, because then you got to come back at it. He didn't just throw the left hook like around, he got the angle there, so literally that lifted that diaphragm right up. It really, look at that. He turned, the rotation there is fantastic. I mean, you can't defend against that, because you shouldn't be throwing that shot in that sort of range.
Yeah, that is fantastic, it really is. And
look at that.
The uppercuts were working the treat, weren't they? But look at this.
The shoulders almost over the front knee to get the real full turn into the shot, and with that, because it makes you dip your right shoulder low, it makes that shot come up through the middle.
The understanding there, Barry, as well. You know, he did stun Palacio, and the face was bloodied of the Argentinian, but he knew that he'd have that success, potentially get the stoppage by dropping to the body.
You know what?
Look what happened.
I know some body shots. I know we both been hurt by body shots. Some tap you, and some dig in, and those digging ones. I mean, the tappy ones take the wind out of you. Those digging ones, like they are horrible. When they're placed right.
Want to see, like, I want another show now so I can see Taylor Bevan fight again. That's incredible. 8-0. Looking very good. Let's throw over to Ben for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Amy Pugh called a halt to the contest. 2 minutes and 16 seconds into round number 2. Here's your winner by knockout, Taylor Bevan.
Fantastic victory there. Moves to 8-0, as I say, all inside the distance. What a star, what future he has in front of him.
You know what, in Wales, for every fisted Barry Jones, there's a big punching Taylor Bevan. And that's a fact.
One of each.
There's one of each all the time.
That's the ratio.
That's how it is. There's one of each, one of each. But every Colin Jones is a Barry Jones.
Fantastic performance, it really was. We're going to hear from the victor. Reporter Jamie Ward.
He's a star in the making, I'm telling you. I'm not just saying because he's Welsh. He's a star in the making, he really is.
Big smile on the face of promoter Eddie Hearn. We're going to hear from Taylor Bevan. He's alongside the very handsome Jamie Ward. Over to you, Jamie.
Thank you, Darren. Taylor Bevan, congratulations. Look, I know you're always your own harshest critic, but when you look at that performance tonight, 8 fights, 8 wins, 8 knockouts, what grade do you give yourself this evening?
Pretty happy with that. I give myself an 8 out of 10 for that. Still things to work on and improve on. I felt like I settled into the fight better today, although it only went the 2 rounds, but in previous fights it's taken me a while to get into it, so I'm happy with that, and there's things I can learn from it again.
Each time you step into the ring, it just seems you're going from strength to strength. Does this all feel like second nature to you now, Taylor?
Yeah, getting there. Still not, I wouldn't say it's second nature, still learning every time I get in the ring, learning every camp. I've got a lot of development to do yet, but I'm happy with where I'm at, and yeah, going to keep progressing.
Palacio had to go, didn't he, at times? He had 10 knockouts from those 15 wins. What did you have to do to find the finish tonight against him?
I thought it was going to go on a bit longer than that, to be honest. I was sort of anticipating doing the 8 rounds tonight because he's a very tough opponent. A lot of top boxers he's taken them the distance, so I did expect to go the distance, but just found a lovely little body shot, and he obviously couldn't recover from it.
And it's a question we're going to ask Eddie Hearn, who I know you're one of his favourites. He always talks about you in the office, but that's your 3rd scheduled 8-rounder. In your mind, Taylor, at the age of 25, at this stage of your career, what do you believe you're ready for now?
I wouldn't want to say. I leave that to my management team and Eddie, obviously, but yeah, keep progressing. As long as I keep learning in the gym, I'll be happy, and just keep putting good performances on in the ring.
Let's bring in the man who can make things happen. Firstly, a word on the performance tonight, Eddie.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. That guy, you know, for those who don't know, went 10 hard rounds with Arlen Lopez, who's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. So we brought him in to do rounds for Taylor Bevan. But it's very difficult to do rounds with Taylor Bevan. And he proved tonight what he is. He's a world-class prospect, you know, and that's supposed to be the end of his 8-round run. It's difficult when you only do a couple of rounds. You bring in those guys to get 8 rounds. But he just destroyed a guy, like I said, who went the full 10 in a competitive fight with a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. So I think 10 rounds should be next. And, you know, I don't know if there's interest, you know. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if there's any interest in a fight in Southampton, is there? I don't know. These guys have been incredible. You know, sometimes in a fighter's career, they start off, they make their professional debut, they bring 200 or 300 on the road, and then as they get to like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th fight, obviously it gets smaller and smaller. These lot have been to every single fight on the road the whole time. And I know when we do something, and I was to say I've never been to Southampton. I've been to Southampton, but I've never been to Southampton for a fight. And that area down there is dying out for big fights, but it's dying out for a big star. And we got one in Taylor Bevan, and he'll be there very soon.
In terms of that support, Taylor, a word for everyone who, as Eddie said, always travels in numbers. What does that support mean to you?
Yeah, unbelievable. It means everything to me. It drives me in my training, motivates me, and yeah, thank you everyone for the continued support, and look forward to catching up with everyone tonight and in the coming weeks.
And a big fight down in Southampton, how does that sound?
Yeah, it gets me very excited. Those are the things I dream of growing up as a kid, so yeah, it'd be brilliant to bring a big show down to the South Coast, and I can't wait.
Taylor, enjoy tonight. Final word from Eddie Hearn.
Can I just say as well, I know he's on early, but you lot, don't go home. Stay and watch the rest of the fights. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send one of the boys from Matchroom up there now. The beers are on me for you lot.
Definitely, they will not be leaving now. Thank you, Eddie Taylor. Congratulations. 8 fights, 8 wins, 8 stoppages. We look forward to what's next. Well done, Taylor.
The beers are on Eddie Hearn. They're not going nowhere.
There's people from the other side of the arena. They're all running over to the Southampton.
Quality. That was brilliant, Barry, wasn't it? What a fantastic performance. And
yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll take a trip to Southampton.
Do you know what? If they can do a cross promotion, Ryan Garner versus Lee Wood in Southampton with this fella on the undercard, chief support, what a night that would be.
Fantastic. They do travel him wherever he goes. They really do, and so much to look forward to when you're thinking of Taylor Bevan. But tonight, the top of the bill, George Liddard puts his British and Commonwealth titles on the line for the first time against the veteran Tyler Denny.
Going into that fight, I was never going to be denied. It didn't matter who was standing in front of me. Conway was probably, you know, a leap up in experience from what I'd been in with, but I just didn't see it as that. I just knew that I will be the better man.
I think this has got to be curtains for Conway.
I feel like I looked experienced, you know. I wanted to prove that experience means nothing when you've got the talent I have and the skill that I believe I have.
It's got to come in. The towel has to come in.
And he knew I meant every word that I said. We got the job done in style and did what I said I was going to do, you know, however it came.
He's never been stopped. He might just be here. Liddard could just tee off. He's a sitting target. They've got to say careful. George Liddard becomes the youngest British middleweight champion in history, and he wins the Commonwealth title.
Special night, and the highlight of my life so far. And this is only just the beginning. There's going to be some even bigger nights, making them even more proud.
Again, another level up. What about Tyler Denny? What does March 21st represent in your career so far, do you think?
In my head, slight step up. Obviously him being a former European champion. Just another way for me to prove that, you know, I'm at that level, if not higher. There's not a man alive that's going to beat me come March 21st. Whether it was Tyler Denny, whoever it was. Mentally, I'm unbreakable. Physically, I'm unbreakable. I'm going to get the job done by any means, but I want to do it in style. You're a man in my way at the minute, and I will get past you. This is everything to me. Like I said before, I've got more than just me I'm doing this for. I'm doing this for everyone around me. I genuinely struggle to see anyone at 160 surviving 12 rounds with me. It's a scary place to be, sitting opposite me. I can promise you that. And I will not let anyone stop me from getting what I'm going to get. And the brash predictions, listen, if you can see it and you say it, it happens. Things happen. I couldn't work harder than I work, so how can I not be confident? You know, I'm not here to play about, I'm here to step up. You know, in the next 18 months, I want to be a world champion.
Well, Barry, the big question going into his last fight against Kieran Conway was, how good is George Liddard? After that performance, how good is the young man?
He surpassed my expectations of how good he was. I think he did. I think that, not that he won so much, because you think he had the potential to win, but he had to really grit it out. And he pretty much dominated against a really good kid. I mean, this is a step up again. And people underestimate, because Denny's not a puncher, people think it's an easy night. Denny drags you into his fight. He's done against better boxers than him on paper. You know, Brad Pauls, you know, Bradley Ray, Felix Cash, there's three right there with beautiful boxers, and he drags you into his wall very early into his fight, and you can't cope with the pressure and the fitness and the strength and the awkwardness that he has. He'll try and do that with George Liddard. But if Liddard, with all his ability, if you can keep him at bay, the sky's the limit. He might have to dig down. I think he has it in him. We might have to see that, and we want to see that. But I mean, he said something in that interview there. Why wouldn't I be confident when I work as hard as I work? That's the secret ingredient, the hard work.
Well, that is tonight's main event. What a cracker that is. George Liddard versus Tyler Denny, the former European champion. But we're ready for the third fight on prelims, so let's hand back over to Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live at the Copper Box Arena, London, as Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing present a 6-round special attraction in the featherweight division. Making his way to the ring, please welcome Leiden Kirchhoff.
Well, here is Maltese fighter Lyndon Kirchhoff, 31 years old. Winning record, 8 wins, just 3 defeats. Won the Maltese title last time out in June. Going 10 rounds. Capable. We see him lose against Akif Fiaz. He stopped in 3 rounds that night, but I must say Akif Fiaz looked very, very good that evening. But this certainly a step up. The young Adam Macker shown us lots of promise, stepping up at the right time. What can this man do? Can he get his experience over the longer distance to unsettle the youngster in the Kirchhoff? 12th fight this evening.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the Mac, Adam Macker.
Well, it is the return of the Mac, Adam Macker, 18 years old, from Brighton. 4 fights, 4 wins, all inside the distance. Stepping up to 6 rounds this evening. He had the bit between his teeth at Thursday's press conference and yesterday's weigh-in, and you can see it now, fired up, looking to put in another blistering performance. Beat Brandon Vargas in December, knocked him out in the 2nd round. Can he follow suit this evening? Get rid of the experienced Lyndon Kirchhoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Copper Box Arena in London, live on DAZN, we're ready for our next bout of the evening. Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing present 6 rounds in the featherweight division. The action is sponsored by Betfred, Drip, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, 10% Club, Fuel Hub, Events 365, North Defense, and Everlast. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Official in charge is Ben Harmsworth. Your timekeeper is Mark Shannon, and your referee is 8-star referee Lee Every. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 9 stone, 1 pound and 2 ounces. He has a record of 11 fights, 8 wins with 3 defeats, wearing white and black from Malta, Leiden Kikha. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 9 stone, 3 pounds and 7 ounces. He's undefeated, 4 fights, 4 wins, 4 inside the distance, wearing red and black from Brighton, the Mac, Adam Macca.
Okay, lads, when I say stop, stop boxing. When I say break, take a step back. Keep your hands up, protect yourself all the time. Good luck to you both. Good luck.
We're into the super bantamweight division we go. Just the star-studded Adam Macca. 4 fights, 4 wins. All finishing inside the distance. And we've been impressed, Barry, with a young man.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, he's getting them out early, but he's controlled in his work. He takes his time, works beyond the jab, and hands nice and high as we see here. A good structure to his work. Not just about power, but technique.
Yeah, a couple of fights ago he had a scare, didn't he? Jean Baptista caught him with a shot, but he ended up getting the job done in the 4th round. I'll tell you what, he had the debut of all debuts, fighting at MSG. Richardson, Hitchens, undercard, talented amateur. 80 fights, 170. Lost his first 4 actually when he was a youngster. Numerous national titles, as we've mentioned, in his previous 4 fights. So an awful lot to work with, Barry.
It is, yeah, and he sort of pressures you with that front foot, doesn't he, all the time? Because he's so sharp, you throw a bit of a lazy jab, that right hand's like a bullet.
Turning up the direction of that right hand, first over the top, then the uppercut, just landing on the gloves, tucking up well, Kirkop. Moves well, Kirkop. He knows how to look after himself. He'll spring into life every now and again, so Macca will have to stay switched on.
And look at the concentration on Macca's face.
Trying to unlock the defence. Kirkop feinting.
He's aware as well that things might be coming back. He's learned his lessons, haven't he, through his short career, so he's focused on the damage he's trying to inflict. He's always aware of what might come back here.
Says he's live in the gym, Barry. Young Adam Macca, this is what he's always wanted to do. I mean, he's saying that, he's only 18. But...
yeah, but when you're young, I mean, that shouldn't be like a praise. You should live in the gym when you're young. I mean, the boxing should be consume your whole life. When you're a young man, it should be your only focus.
Wants to be an undisputed champion by 25. Looking the part. Not getting greedy here, not getting carried away, picking his moments well, showing a lot of patience here. Still early in this opening round, minutes to go, but...
Trying to stay safe though, isn't he, to be fair? Hands are high, he's trying to sit on that back foot, trying to take a bit of sting out of the shops here. Macca, who's not rushing his work.
Manager Sam Jones sat alongside Eddie Hearn at ringside. I think they've got plans for the young man. Leo Atang now taking his seat at ringside as Adam Macca goes through the gears. Not getting carried away though, is he, Barry? No. 2s and 3s.
But just showing that sharpness there, that speed, and then all of a sudden he can accelerate into a combination when he needs to, Macca.
Yeah, and it's suffocating, isn't it? That pressure, that front foot pressure.
And what it does, more than anything, it forces you out to make a mistake. You feel the pressure and have to work when you maybe shouldn't. And then you'll rush your work, you make a mistake, and then the gaps will appear for Macca, hopefully then to capitalise on that.
Blistering hand speed. As you can see, the reaction speed so important. He's got that in abundance, and a good opening round against the experienced Lyndon Kirkop.
good. He just took the centre of the ring straight away, didn't he, there, Maka? Just showing that double left hook to the body. Real digging it in as well, speed in that shot. He also makes sure he gets full purchase on every punch that he throws there, Maka. The right hand was good as well in that round. And Kirkhoff throwing it with a lazy jab. He threw that right hand over the top of that lazy left hand coming back. And controlled it without doing much, actually. He didn't really rush his work. Didn't get out with first gear. They picked his shots, another good look.
Yeah, nice double left hook to the body there. We often say that, didn't we? If you landed a shot, throw it again.
Always.
Defensive focus off that jab.
Six-time national champion. 5 of those in England, and 1 in his father's homeland of Albania. You can see it on the badge of Albania on the t-shirts of the team. I think we know for sure Albanian supporters come out in numbers. And again, back to work. Simple, intelligent boxing.
He's already up the pace, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. The pressure on the front foot remains, but the hand activity is more evident, as you say, Barry.
It's good because he's right in front of you. Because he has that wide stance, you almost think he's there to be hit. With that back foot's out a little bit wider than I probably would like, but it gives you that option just to lean back. Good body shot there from Maka.
Another name that beat Kirkhoff was Josh Padley back in 2023.
Oh, that's he's an electrician, isn't he? He's not anymore. European champion now. What are you joking? What a story.
Ah, what a story indeed. Great man, great fighter.
They make you smile stories, isn't they, Padley?
They really are. Look forward to seeing him out again.
Good work there from Maka, nice. Just nice, neat work.
Kirkhoff just complaining about a shot. Right hand just round the back. I don't think there was much wrong with that. Again, pressure constant from Maka. Kirkhoff looking for an overhand right there.
Yeah, but Maka's on. You see how focuses Maka as he lifted the elbow up there. Kirkhoff, he threw that right hand on the middle there, Maka.
I mentioned his age already. Only 18, but what we've seen already, this intelligence, this patience, so impressive.
But we mentioned it on the night, the confidence these young kids have now in their ability.
Yeah, different breed. I remember when I was 18. Little kid I was.
I turned pro at 18, but I was nowhere near like this. I was buzzing around like a lunatic.
Yeah, back on the front foot, just looking for that jab to the chest of Kirkhoff. There's nothing to offer at all here. You can tell, you get that impression. Nice right to the body there. He's got to keep those elbows touching Kirkhoff. They're just riding out in front.
It's a real cheeky shot that. If he's so far out, he shouldn't be allowed to throw that uppercut to the body.
I was about to say, he's a little worried about letting his hands go because he knows every time he misses, he's made to pay. Again, a lovely jab, just taking on the gloves from Kirkhoff.
Well, let's see from Maka now. There's a little bit of, I think he could do it. A little bit of bam, Rodriguez. So when he gets close, he'll get in there, sort of fake a step to the left and spin around to the right.
He's got the speed of foot to be able to do that, hasn't he?
Yeah, and the movement and everything, yeah. So he's going to the right there. Yeah, good work there from Maka. Good feet as well. Not just the hands there from Maka.
Yeah, again, constant pressure. Loves to get stuck in, the young man. Nice little left hook, though, from Kirkhoff a moment ago, but another good round from the youngster, 18-year-old from Brighton. Looking very, very good.
Yeah,
But another man on the card later on is a heavy-hitting Jimmy Sains. How good does he look, Barry? A heavy-hitting prospect, not far from these parts.
Do you know what, though? He can box, Jimmy Sains, and he might have to show that boxing skills more than the power in this fight, because Ozazi is a really, really tough guy.
Well, we see, didn't we, Derek Ozazi go to the distance with one half of tonight's main event. George Liddard showed his worth, and I tell you now, he was saying all the right things at the press conference, Ozazi.
Well, why wouldn't he be confident? You know what I mean? He's the toughest test to date. It's a lovely finish to the round here from Maka. And we talk about, if you land with the shot, throw it again. He threw about, at the end of the round, he threw like 3 right hands, 2 straight, 1 uppercuts, all with the same hand.
Yeah, impressive start to this. His first 6-rounder. Adam Maka, focus has been switched on. Got that spite, that fire, always evident. Makes him very, very exciting. But that coupled with the intelligence that he shows for such a young man, very impressive.
And you just seen it there. That's what's going to make the difference with fighters like this, like Kirkhope, who are tough. Change the angle of the shot, and you see it there. You got nice and low, Macca, through the jab and then screw shot through the middle with the same hand.
Yeah, look at the variation here, just going through the gears. He's got nothing to offer here, Kirkhope. Bravely tucking up, look at the comeback there, but when he goes through the gears, Macca, they look very, very hurtful and eye-catching. Leaping forward again, that left hook now, then he drops the right to the body. The variation, just doesn't know where the shots are coming from, Kirkhope.
Good feet there from Mac as well, making Kirkhope miss.
Again, doesn't exaggerate it, does he?
No,
half a step.
Just enough in it to make you air.
There's some real purity,
yeah, sorry,
for an 18-year-old.
His focus has been fantastic with defence and offence. You know, he's an offensive fighter by trade, and he's doing that, and he is bullying the guy. But I mean, he hasn't been able to really make much of a dent. So his focus is still here.
Looking to double up that left hook, head, then body. Right uppercut, beautiful shot. Again, Kirkhope, you've got to commend his bravery, but you feel the more he lets his hands go, the more openings it will offer for Macca, whose accuracy is on point. It really is. There's a little bit of skipping. I must have heard you, Barry.
Yeah, doing it there again. There you go.
It just opens more opportunities, doesn't it?
And again, for someone like a fighter like Kirkhope, you need to change the angle to really make a dent on him. It's the shot that he doesn't see that's going to crumble him, I think. But he obviously knows real durable fighter here. Fantastic.
It's not ridiculous fast pace, is it? But it's constant. You're constantly letting hands go. This is so difficult when you're the opponent and you're shipping shots like this. They're coming in from all angles. Kirkhope again looking to land the shots, but breathing heavy. As I say, he's been around. He's fought a couple of 10-rounders. He's fit as they come, but I don't think he's ever had to fight at this sort of pace before.
And it's a really good fight for Mac, because he's done enough work here for other opponents at lower levels just to maybe submit a little bit. We'll look for a way out, take a good shot, go on, maybe I'll take a knee here.
Oh, good right hand, just glancing blow there, but again, we said this was a step up for Adam Macca, and he's proven it. You know, look, he's having to be wary of the odd shot coming back. But he has to be intelligent with the way he finds the shot.
But he's doing things, and nothing, he's doing everything right, for things that would have made other opponents, you know, again, maybe look for a way out. So this is good that he's having this experience. He's landing all the right stuff.
These hooks round the side of the glove, constant barrage of blows there at the end of that round. Fantastic from Adam Macca.
Deep breaths. Give me the towel, Dan.
Another man.
Deep breaths. Breathe.
Looking to get back into action. Gagging to get back in the ring is this man. Looked very good on debut. Just having a look at his fight a moment ago. Young Connor Mitchell, son of legend. I'm going to call him a legend. My mate, Kevin Mitchell. Looked good, didn't he, on debut?
Kevin Mitchell.
Kevin did.
I remember Kevin's debut. Fantastic.
So
you know, he real smooth rhythm to him, Connor. Really smooth rhythm. Oh, look at this, so smooth. I mean, the accuracy. He missed with 4 punches, as I said. I mean, throughout the accuracy has been fantastic. The weight in the shot is good. The speed, the pressure with that front foot is suffocating, I would say, for a lot of fighters. And Kirkhope has coped with it really, really well.
Second half for this 6-rounder, round 4. It's been very impressive so far from Adam Macca. The maturity shown for someone just the tender age of 18 has been really, really impressive. Looking for those hooks. The shots have just been raining in from all angles. They really have, and he's kept it constant. Not let Kirkhope off the hook at all. A constant pressure. A constant pressure that you would say has only been in second gear, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's controlled everything, but again, it's all about your feet, where you position your feet. You've got the strength and the ability to do it, but that front foot puts your opponent in a panic. And then once they start making mistakes, you make them pay for it. That's what Macca's done.
See what, I'm intrigued to know what Sam Jones and the team have in store for Adam Macca, because it's going to be very difficult to not step him up a bit quicker. Like, how do you find these caliber of opponents to keep him ticking over?
That's my worry, Steve, because everyone wants to break a record. You know, he's only 18, but imagine him being 18 and a world champion. I mean, just get him. And it's sensible people. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but it's easy to get carried away with talents like Macca. There really is.
And what do you do? Get him someone similar to Kirkhope again?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Keep these 6 rounds bubbling.
I think so. I think, you know, keep him busy as you can, I would say, for now.
Oh, look at that right uppercut. That's a stunning shot. And the towel's in. The Every referee jumps in and saves Lyndon Kirkhope, as does the corner. Another very impressive victory for the 18-year-old. Yes, 18. Adam Macca moves to 5-0, all inside the distance. Barry Jones, what a young, talented fighter we have in front of us.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I'd chuck him in. I mean, but we did say what was going to be the difference against someone like Kirkhope was the change of the angle on that uppercut there. He was throwing straight shots. All of a sudden, that uppercut through the middle, knocked their head back. And to be fair to the corner, they knew he was under pressure. The towel went in before the referee. The referee was on his way to step in. The towel went in straight away.
He just didn't. It wasn't like it was halfway into that 6-rounder and he was just getting warmed up. He started, didn't he, very quickly. And look at these shots of closing seconds.
But that uppercut, look at that shot. He thought he took that. Once the head starts to twist, when it goes back and twists, you know they're hurt, and and it's only a matter of time then for more damages occurred. And the referee, they call it the perfect thing there. But Macca was absolutely fantastic tonight, without, as you said, getting out of first gear.
Yeah, really.
Didn't break a sweat, did he?
He didn't. Almost looks as if he wants to go a few more rounds. But yeah, fair play to Lyndon Kirkhope. You know, he tried his best there. He let his hands go on occasions, tried to land shots, tried to unsettle the youngster, but just was completely, as you said, suffocated by the movement, the pressure on that front foot. And yeah, let's find out. Let's hear from the young man in a bit. Let's know what the plans are. I'm so intrigued to know what they're going to do.
Even though he's constantly offensive, and he's always looking to be busy, and he's pressurizing you, and he's bullying you with skill and power. He's always, and now, since he's had a few little hiccups and a few little tests, he's now always aware of what's coming back. The little step puts him out the range all the time. That was a top-class performance there from a prospect who could be world-class potentially.
Ben, back to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Lee Every called the halt to the contest 1 minute 33 seconds into round number 4 due to a retirement by the red corner. So your winner by TKO, he's still undefeated, the Mac, Adam Macca.
Well, Adam Macca returns in very impressive fashion. Looked the part there, he really did. It was a step up on paper. Lyndon Kirkhope just could not get into that contest at all. Promoter Eddie Hearn steps into the ring. Manager Sam Jones there. We're going to hear from Adam Macca. I'm so intrigued to know what's next for the young man. I've just been told by reporter Jamie Ward that if I say he's good looking again, he'll give me some money. So I've just got to keep saying it. £5 he's telling me. So I'm going to throw this over to the good looking Jamie. There's twice there, so that's 20 quid. Oh, tenner, sorry.
Tell me you're a boxer, don't tell me you're a boxer.
Yeah, exactly. How can I tell you? Yeah. But anyway, we have got the handsome Jamie Ward alongside our victor, Adam Macca.
Well, Adam Macca, congratulations, 5-0. 5 wins inside the distance as well. On paper, look, your first scheduled 6-rounder was meant to be your toughest test, but probably turned into your best performance so far tonight. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said to my team, I said to Eddie, like when the levels step up and there's someone who's actually coming to win, that's when I'm going to look my best.
You looked comfortable in there tonight. What did you make of the challenge that was in front of you, and ultimately how you dealt with it tonight as well?
Yeah, I think where it is someone who's coming to win, I stayed focused. I didn't sort of get ahead of myself, especially like through my other 4 fights. You learn every day, let alone every fight. So it's just about staying grounded and keep doing that.
As I say, your first scheduled 6-rounder, still only 18, and we'll bring in Eddie in just a moment about how they do move you forward. But you said you wanted to show a bit more of your boxing ability, stay a bit patient, and then get the stoppage. So I guess it was pretty much perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect for me. Yeah. Well, I would have liked the highlight reel, but the towel come in, so.
Did it quicker than Josh Padley. In terms of an early measuring stick, this was one. Do you feel like you made a bit of a statement there tonight?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do tonight, and I think that's what I hopefully did do. So, and thank you to everyone who come out.
Let's bring in promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, firstly, in terms of the development, Adam Macker, everything looking pretty good so far, but still only 18. How do you navigate him forward now?
You can already see the improvements. That was night and day compared to the professional debut and beyond, where he was just a madman with heavy hands. He's always going to be heavy-handed, but you can set it up, and you have to do that against opponents like that as you step up. So, mad to think now he's 5 fights in, mad to think he's still 18, mad to think he made his professional debut at Madison Square Garden. It's been a real whirlwind, and he's an outstanding talent. This stable of talent that we've got at this kind of age, I've not seen it before. You know, 18 years of age, and now next up, 6th fight. These guys are so blessed to get this position and this opportunity that within 3 years they're going to be sitting there at 16, 17 and 0, hopefully, ready to challenge for world championships in their early 20s. And, you know, we said with Taylor, another kid with unbelievable support, you know, that have been all around the country supporting him. And he's going to be really exciting. But I was just pleased with the composure tonight. Just the picking of the shots. Again, that's a durable guy that he just broke down. Beautiful uppercut to finish. You see how exciting he is. The towel came in, the ref came in. He weren't stopping, right? But that's what you're going to get from him. And that was good to watch tonight, because you're starting to see a fighter mature at the grand old age of 18.
You're going to buy all of Adam Macker's supporters a pint of beer?
No beers for you, because you're more local. But next time you'll be on the beers.
Adam, every time we see you in the Fight Week Hotel, you're always the most relaxed man in the room, despite, as Eddie says, only being 18 years of age. What are you enjoying most about the journey at this early time?
I think boxing, it's always been something. Anywhere I've been, Europeans, World Championships, I've been there and enjoyed it. The fighting's the fun part. So it's just about sort of enjoying the whole journey, having a good time all week, and when that bell goes, switch on.
A long way to go, but where do you believe you two can go together? What is the dream for Adam Macker?
Undisputed world champion, 100%, no doubt.
Let's see if we can bring in Sam Jones. Let's bring in manager Sam Jones.
He's a bit shy, Sam.
We've got a bit of time, yeah. What's up? Don't be nervous, Sam, don't be nervous. Look, I know it's your job to talk about the young fighters that you represent, but Adam made that job easy for you tonight. What do you think you could be working with here?
It's not great, because when that happens, he'll want to start stepping him up. So it's just important with Adam, and I'm bad for it sometimes. You want to get the, but nice and calm. 18, he's only a baby, and he's been in with some good fighters, he has, but I don't think anyone's absolutely battered him the way Adam did then and made an easy work of him. But now it's just steady progress, 6 rounders, and he'll get there. It's just nice and steady. It's rich coming from me saying stuff like that, but yeah, that's the plan, to keep it steady. But he's got a great promoter behind him, loads of dates, regular fighting, and he'll get there.
Yeah, certainly got a wonderful team around you, Adam. Final word to you, Adam, to everyone who came out tonight. A little thanks to them, and how excited are you to get back in the ring?
Thank you everyone for coming out, and let's go again soon.
Adam Macker, 5-0. Congratulations again.
Well, Barry, he said the fighting part's the fun part, and with performances like that, you can understand what you mean.
Well, the way he controls everything, it really is. That was his best performance to date, I thought. So it was a real stand-up performance against a guy who was meant to test him a little bit, not beat him, but test him a bit, and he never. Did you see that? Just picks his shots when he wants to. Bullied him, landed with great shots, and it was the variety in the work. You just see the anger in his face though, when he thought he hurt him. How he unloaded on it was absolutely fantastic. But I mean, just to control a fight at this young age is quite impressive. But again, we said about what was going to be the difference was changing the angle of the shot, and he threw that uppercut through the middle. Really, it's like he's critiquing his own performance.
Just having a look at it. Are you impressed with that?
Happy with the performance, nice and relaxed, and just got the job done, and more of them to come. But hopefully next time no towels in, so I can do the job properly.
He's a perfectionist, isn't he? He wants to show real knockout. But Sam Jones, echoing what you said.
Yeah, I mean,
put on the reins a little bit. As good as that was, nothing.
You can always say if they're good enough, they're old enough, and that's the case. But you know, we don't know what he's like yet. Again, with real strength, yeah. But at the minute, he's looking fantastic.
Giorgio Visioli, sorry, is up later, and he's been in the States with trainer Mark Tibbs ahead of this fight this evening.
Seriously, is there mountain lions here?
There probably is.
Told ya.
Ain't gonna be lions, what man? You're crazy.
Let's go. Come on. 2 minutes.
The altitude out here is different. Even like a 5K, you feel it. Mark, should do some sprints. Go!
Good discipline, kid. Good discipline. Fighter. Don't smash. 2 more, yeah?
It's good to feel uncomfortable. All good preparation for March 21st. Putting in the work, investing in myself. Not many British fighters are doing that. Creating my own hype. Look forward to putting a masterclass on March 21st and push on. Look for a big fight in summer.
To be honest, I was talking to his dad, Nick. Preparation with this young kid, George Liddard, is outstanding. I've worked with many professionals at all levels over the years. Filled up the stadium at times, at O2 London, many times. You know, come across a lot of talent. He lives a life that sets him apart from the rest. And he works at his craft like I've seen no before. So I'm getting old myself, so it's nice someone like that comes along.
Well, Mark, why don't we do this all the time?
We do, son, we do.
They're good. You're good at it as well.
You make me look good.
Can you tell us about your fight with Levi?
Levi, good opponent for me. Good record. He's been in with some good fighters in the UK, English level, domestic level names like Reece Bellotti, Michael Gomez Jr. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight, but like I said, there's always levels to this stuff. Yeah, my level is on another level. Like I said, I never overlook anyone, but looking to do some damage again. You know what I mean? I want to put a big performance on.
2, 1, 2, ball cross, and hook, 3, 4, 5. Take advantage.
Yeah, Visioli versus Levi Jones up later on. That's a cracking fight. That is another step up for Visioli.
It's a step up, and on paper, a real test. But you know what? After that, I think that Hoa fight, he did so much from it, I feel, that I don't think it's going to be a test. I know that's a real, like, disrespect to Levi Giles, because he's a good fighter, but I think Visioli is such a precocious talent, I really do. I know he's done that 10 rounds, when not everybody went his own way. He had to work a little bit harder than he thought he had to. I think he'll grow from that, and I just think we're going to see a really good performance tonight.
Do you know what shows you what is so different between amateur and professionals is the fact that Visioli had never had a stoppage in the amateurs, and every time he gets in the ring now with the speed.
I stopped loads as an amateur.
Did you really?
Yeah, the irony of it all.
So you did it the other way around?
I like to buck the trend. Buck the trend.
Well, here he is, Levi Giles, the experienced fighter, 29 from Grimsby, 17 wins, just the 2 losses, 1 draw. One of those losses was to Michael Gomez Jr. And I think it was close. I mean, I think I had Giles winning that one. Lost to Reece Bellotti as well. So he's been in with good company. And he believes he's got what it takes. Again, at the Thursday's press, he was saying the right things, Barry.
He's extremely tough. He's a good boxer as well. He knows how to manage the distance as well. Let's not forget that. But he's up against a kid here who's on fire, I think. Has learned from his last fight, certainly. And the angles he throws and the smoothness in his work, I think he's one of world boxing's biggest prospects. I really do.
Barry Jones, and do you know what? I agree with you. He's very, very good. But I tell you what, it's the second fight for Connor Mitchell, son of Kevin, the legend Kevin Mitchell. So let's hand over to Ben for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're all set to go with our next bout of the evening. Making his way to the ring, please welcome Cyborg Yuri Zanoli.
Well, here is Yuri Zanoli, the 26-year-old Italian cyborg. Super featherweight, he's 8 wins, 18 losses, right? Stopped 4 times in those 18 losses. But his last 5 have all been victories. So form's very, very good. Last time out, he looks well, full of confidence. Form's good, as I say. He's in with a very good fighter. Conor Mitchell looked spiteful last time, like his dad. A taller frame, very, very effective with everything he threw. What can this man here, Yuri Zanoli, do to upset the local favourite?
And now entering the arena, it's the Hammer, Conor Mitchell!
Here is the youngster, Conor Mitchell. As we say, looked very good last time out, stopping Fernando Valdez in the second round. He grabbed the fight by the scruff of the neck. Got the job done in very good fashion. Two-time national amateur champion, won the Senior Elite ABA's Haringey Box Cup. Pretty sure we watched him there, Barry. Looked good. Showed us there that there's plenty to work with. Popular, as you can hear from the crowd. Dad, Kevin sat ringside alongside Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn. Expect fireworks here, certainly from this man here.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Copper Box Arena, live on DAZN, we're all set to go for our next bout of the evening. Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing present 4 rounds in the featherweight division. The action is sponsored by Betfred, Drip, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Events 365, North Defense, 10% Club, Fuel Hub, and Everlast. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Official in charge is Ben Harmsworth. Your timekeeper is Mark Shannon, and your referee is Amy Pugh. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 8 stone, 10 pounds, 6 ounces. Taking part in his 28th contest this evening, wearing green and white from Lombardia, Italy, Cyborg, Yuri Zanoli. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 9 stone, 1 pound, 7 ounces, wearing navy and claret. He's undefeated in his only professional contest, a former national amateur champion from Orsett, Essex, the Hammer, Conor Mitchell.
Listen to my instructions at all times. Watch your heads, no low blows. When I say break, step back. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
Second outing for Conor Mitchell. Very exciting, explosive youngster. The Hammer. Looking to impress once more here at the Copper Box, East London. And he was good, wasn't he, on debut, Barry?
Yeah, I mean, what impressed me though was the smoothness in his work, rolling around in his shots, and not loading up. He got the finish, of course, but he's a really clever boxer, I think.
Describes himself as a big punching, right-handed southpaw. Look at that work there, lovely left hand dropping that heavy-handed right to the body of Zanoli.
Good left hand on the pipe there, and again there from Mitchell. Oh, timing, lovely, isn't he?
Yeah, oh, look at that left hand as well. Nice little spin off as well. Intelligent footwork from the youngster. Oh, this is really good from the young man from Essex, Conor Mitchell. I said the former Zanoli, and if anything, that's doing him a bit of a nightmare, really, because he's coming to fight and he's walking onto shots here, Barry.
Yeah, he is, yeah. He just can't find the range yet, and Mitchell just showing a bit of patience there, just letting him walk onto his shots. You haven't got to go searching for him. A lovely right hook there from Mitchell as he's skipping back as well.
Oh, he's using the momentum of Zanoli in his favour here, just walking the Italian onto the shots.
Like you said, he's doing him a favour here, Zanoli, isn't he? Because he rolled there, but with no real thought of his work. But he's walking onto the shots here for Mitchell. Mitchell just anchoring his that back foot and waiting for him to walk onto the punches.
I always felt when I see him at the Haringey Box Cup, he'd really be suited to the professional game. You know, he's grown up with it, with his dad boxing, and you can see it already. Nice high guard, really sitting down on the shot.
And pretty much, I know he's pretty much trained with pros.
Yeah, good work again. Left hand followed by that right hook. He uses that well. As I said, he's a right-handed southpaw, and you see him usually finishing the combinations with that right hand. Nice tall frame, hasn't he? Works nicely behind the jab. As I say, when he gets a sniff of victory, you can see he really goes for it. That's going to make him exciting.
Good right hook there again from Mitchell.
Chopping left as well. Zanoli letting the shots go, but he's telegraphing these hooks. The Italian got to be careful, dropping to the body as well.
I'd say when he got Mitchell as well, he got a little bit of like nastiness when he takes a shot. That's his first instinct is the fire back.
Yeah, I want to get you back. And it's about controlling that, isn't it? You can't be predictable with that as you move up the ranks. But one thing we've said this, he's going to be an exciting fight, Conor Mitchell.
I tell you what he does well. When he throws a 1-2 left, a right hook, he skips back with the right hook, so he gets a bit of length on it. But also, that's like a crane effect with the leverage sort of thing. You're leaning back, then the power on the end of the shot.
Again, using that left hand, lovely. Just walking Zanoli onto the shots, and credit to the Italian. He's taking some big lefts and rights. He's still there, and again finishing with that right hook upstairs. Very impressive opening round for the man from Essex in only his second pro fight. Dad Kevin at ringside, you see me like that one from his son.
Take your time, go shoot. Breathe for me. Rush.
Lovely first round there. He's accurate with his work. Again, not going to have to look for Zanoli, which did him a favour because he just waited for Zanoli to walk into distance and then peppering him with solid left hands and lovely right hooks here from Conor Mitchell, who looks seasoned almost, let's be honest. He really does.
Good word for it, and he doesn't miss much, does he?
But when he throws that 1-2 right hook, he changes his range. So he sort of throws the jab, he leans in with the left hand, and then comes back out with the right hook, which means how do you fire back against that? You just don't know where he is. He's in, then he's out, and he's away.
Very switched on defensively as well, using the feet to good effect. As we've already pointed out, walking Zanoli onto the shots. Is there anything the Italian can do to get into this contest? Again, ploughing forward, Barry.
Yeah, sorry, I think Zanoli's idea. No, the idea is right. Oh, the shot
again, finishing with that right hook. There's another straight left down the pipe from Conor Mitchell. Finishing with that hook again, going head and body.
This is all about this is all about how hard he actually hits Mitchell and how much Zanoli can take.
Well, they're just raining in from all angles here, head, body, and he's just not quick enough in offence and defence, Zanoli, to get out of the way of these shots or put a dent in Conor Mitchell, who is looking very, very good.
He's too slow with the hands in the hand feet, so he's walking on the punches, and Mitchell, again, being aggressive here, but just getting doesn't have to walk too close. Zanoli's doing the work for him.
Yeah, doing everything right here. I love the four in defence as well. Not switching off. So easy to get carried away when you're a youngster in only your second fight. You want to get that show reel knockout, but you forget about your defence. We're not seeing that with Conor Mitchell. He lands a lovely left uppercut again.
Just kept that foot on the outside there, didn't he? And just skipped across it.
No,
with that left uppercut.
Now of Zanoli. And credit to the Italian, still ploughing forward, but we said this in the opening round, this is suiting Conor Mitchell down to the ground. He's not having to go looking for the shots, landing another left, straight down the middle.
Good pace as well, isn't it? Some blood there, I'm not sure if there's a cut on the bridge of the nose maybe there of Zanoli.
Well, the last time he was stopped, Zanoli, was in 2024 against Andrea Contu, and that was because of injury. And actually, if you look through the record of Zanoli, the four stoppages, defeats that he had were all by injury, and that kind of indicates that he's either very unlucky or you can break his heart.
Because he's so easy to hit, though, means he's very, very durable. And we're seeing that here because Mitchell's loading up on the shots.
Cannot miss, can he, with that left hand? And do you know what as well? He's not predictable with that right hook, is he? He won't always finish the combination with that shot.
It's that smoothest I've seen in the debut, just when he rolled there, you know, again, no effort in it, just roll with the uppercut and right hook over the top.
Tell you what, he is taking some punishment here, the Italian Zanoli. But still, he tries to come forward at the nose, busted of the man nicknamed Cyborg. Tucking up nicely, Conor Mitchell, then finishing with that right hook. We said it in the Adam Maka contest, didn't we? Maturity and composure. Well, we're seeing that here with Conor Mitchell.
But do you know what? And like the Adam Maka fight, it might just be the change of angle that gets the job done here for Mitchell.
Another stunning left uppercut right through the guard of Zanoli. The Italian has taken an absolute pounding already through two.
He's taken a pounding, but he run back to his corner there, Zanoli.
Take your time.
Nothing wrong with him.
Up, slow it down with your feints and get your feet in position.
Yeah, just cut on the bridge of the nose there, Zanoli. Just looking in the corner, but you can see why. Just shots, every angle the shots are coming there from Conor Mitchell. His boxing just fantastic. That lovely body shot, doubling up with the same shot, body and head. That straight left hand on the middle as well, was a real thudding shot. And again, I think that's going to be the difference. The change of the angle of the shot is what's going to, if he gets the stoppage, that'll do it. Because I think Zanoli is teeth tough, he really is.
There is Dad, Kevin. What a fighter he was. I mean, I always say, I believe he was the best British fighter not to win the world title. He's fight with Linares. So close.
Colin Jones was.
Yeah, but that's your world's bias.
It's not getting into an argument about it. No, listen. He's in that unfortunate club that no one wants to be in, but he's one of the very best never to do it. Never to win one. He really is.
Can son do what Dad couldn't and win a world title? Well, what we're seeing so far, he's got a lot to work with. Very smart with his work. The defense so far been on point. The big question now is how much more is Zanoli? How much more can Zanoli take?
Michael Casillas was his night.
Pardon?
Michael Casillas, that was the night. Oh. That was the night he should have won. It's a good fight, but that's the night Kevin should have won.
Nice. Flurry of shots from Conor Mitchell a moment ago, taking on the gloves though of Zanoli, who's showing his toughness once again in this third round. Oh, good shot. Lovely screw shot with that left hand and finishing with the right hook once again.
Oh, he's doing all the right things, just he won't go anywhere, will he, Zanoli?
Massive respect here to the Italian. And he's still looking for a way, isn't he? He's still trying to find a foothold in this contest. Yuri Zanoli.
The calmness though in Mitchell for the young kid.
Oh, another left hand. Look at the face of Zanoli, busted. Only through 3 rounds. First time we've really seen the Italian take a back step, trying to land shots there. He lands a couple, nice left hook, followed by a right. But back comes Conor Mitchell. Looks strong as he sits in the pocket with the Italian.
Again, see Mitchell, you know, just calm approach, just happy to pick his shots, staying busy but not rushing anything. It's really, really good work.
Yeah, 2 thudding rights to the body, and then he took the left hand upstairs.
Does he move his feet now and change the angle? Like we said about Maka, he doesn't move the same way.
But again, you feel it's there.
Yeah, but
he's able to. You see the speed of foot there as he goes backwards. He could replicate that, but go on either side.
Yeah, he won't spin, I don't think, like Maka, but I think he can sort of like slide a little bit to the side. That's good.
Yeah, left and 2 rights, head, then body. Managed. Oh, no. Guided by Conor Ben.
Again, just touched through that double jab. There's nothing on it. They just kept the 2 jabs low. Throw that left hand over the top there, Mitchell. Really, really intelligent.
Good footwork again, just gliding out of range. Conor Mitchell looking for that left uppercut once more. Just stabbing the right to the body.
I don't mind seeing him caught with a few shots as well. No one else will like that in his camp. You know, just to see that he does take a decent little shot.
A little left hook there from Zanoli at the end of this round. 1 more to go here. One-way traffic.
He must be thinking, what do I need to do? I've hit him with everything, and he has. He's hit him with actually. I think there's not a shot that you could throw that he hasn't hit
But
with.
the thing is, you know, I said there, he's been stopped 4 times.
Sorry, Dan, look at that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The little turn of the shoulder, like they're dipping over to the left-hand side to make him miss, make him pay. There's enough power in that, you know, to, if not to hit him over, to break his spirit. And it hasn't.
The head position in there as well. He didn't take his head on the outside. He went inside the guard of Zanoli with that left hand. Really impressive. It doesn't say, look, stop 4 times. And when you look through it, they're all through injury. That would mean that his heart may have been questioned, or unless he's very unlucky. But I tell you what, he has shown bundles of heart in 3 rounds here, Zanoli.
Be smart, tight hands. Yeah, get your feet.
Even if this is not a big puncher, which I think he is, even if he's not, just the amount of punches that he's taken flush would be enough, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
He just cannot miss. Zanoli again, as we've seen in the 3 previous rounds, looking to plough forward, looking to land something of note. From his 8 wins, 4 have been inside the distance. But again, just happy to sit in the pocket there, Conor Mitchell. Nice tidy defence, always looking to use the feet when he has to.
I'll tell you something though, for his second fight in a 21, he's shown a real maturity here to control the pace without rushing, without doing too much, you know, without busting the gut and sort of tiring himself out.
And showing a bit of everything, hasn't he, Barry?
Yeah.
You know, that he can box on the outside, he can move his feet, and when he has to, or when he wants to rather, like he is now, he'll sit inside the pocket and he can screw those long levers through the middle really well.
And not waste the energy when he lands with a good shot. He doesn't get too excited, does he? When he lands with a good shot, he doesn't go look like a lunatic. He just increases the tempo.
I think some of that's come from his amateur days where he did look suited to the pros. He's used to not tensing up when he's inside. He keeps those shoulders nice and loose. Nice footwork there. Just spinning off back to the centre of the ring. But once again, Yuri Zanoli trying to find something, showing bundles of ambition, but completely second best here.
It's not inside as you would like. Zanoli has shown just tremendous toughness. And sort of neglected defence, but that chin's holding up so far.
Looking to get that front foot from the outside of Conor Mitchell, Zanoli. Chopping down with that left hand and doubling up again with that right hook. Head then body, just taking a step back, having a look.
That's good
Those
though.
shoulders nice and loose.
And that bounce is just giving you relaxed. You know what I mean? That's the. I like that. That's just a nice little technique. That it's just to keep you relaxed and don't get too tense.
I can imagine some big nights are going to be based around the likes of George Liddard, who follows the Hammers, West Ham, so does Conor Mitchell. You can imagine, you know, a big fan base growing between the two, and with this young talent that we've seen in the card already. Look, we've already moved from the York Hall to the Copper Box because of the fan base, and I'm sure it won't be long until we up it again as we see Conor Mitchell going through the gears once again and looking very impressive.
Again, another right hook on the button, and Zanoli didn't even blink. I mean, he's done all the right things, Conor Mitchell, to get the stop tonight. He really has, but really well. Zanoli's just massively tough.
He really is. Look at the face of the Italian. Remember, it's only 4 rounds, but he has really shipped some punishment this evening, but showed us that he'd be a good test for a lot of prospects out there, Zanoli. Well, it's been all one-way traffic. Conor Mitchell certainly will move to 2-0, and
I enjoyed that.
See, Barry.
I enjoyed that. I thought it was good. I think he showed you what he had in his locker. I think, you know, the variety in his work, you know, the structure that he has, that uniformed approach with his hands high most of the time. You know, punches on the line to start it all up, and then, you know, once he lands with his shots, then he lands with the fundamentals, which is the straight shots. Then he gets the angle on the shot. He doesn't try to be too adventurous too soon, and that's an intelligence, that is, and a mature approach to being an offensive fighter, which he most clearly is.
Yeah. And look, all these youngsters, they want the stoppages, don't they? They want the show real finishes, but we can sit here as ex-fighters and tell the young man that those 4 rounds will be invaluable for him.
Yeah, of course they are. I mean, he's going to learn so much from that. I mean, in the future, he's going to realise that not everyone falls over when you hit him, because he hit him with enough punches Other fighters would have thought I've had enough of here, even if he didn't knock them out. He would have given in, and we've seen that time and time again. He hit with some fantastic shots, really heavy shots. Technique is really good with Conor Mitchell. There's a lot to like with him. I mean, where he goes, who knows? It's so early, but I mean, from what we've seen tonight, he has a really, really bright future.
Yeah, a bright future, and it's going to be a lot of fun along the way. Ben, back to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. Referee Amy Pugh scores the contest 40-36 for your winner. He's still undefeated, the Hammer, Conor Mitchell.
Victory. Conor Mitchell moves to 2-0 as a pro, and yeah, he's going to be in some fun nights. I'm telling you, a lot of talent to work with. He's got that bit between his teeth, loves to get stuck in, but he's a well-rounded fighter. We see it there, lots of beautiful, crisp boxing, moving well, and he can slot inside, and his fans there are going to go home happy. Good performance, wasn't it, Barry?
Were they all crossing their arms all the time? What does that mean?
Trying to set me up. One of those, yeah, big West Ham fan. Like his dad. Team will be happy with that, as we say, a valuable 4 rounds.
He boxed very well, Dan.
Yeah.
I think he's really good. He was good in his debut, and even though he didn't get the stoppage here, I thought just as good tonight.
Well, let's hear from the young man who's alongside promoter Eddie Hearn and reporter Jamie Ward.
Thank you, Darren. Conor Mitchell, congratulations. 2-0, you were just shaking your head at Eddie Hearn there. What did you make of your performance here tonight?
Do you know what, I felt sharp in the change room to me, so much sharper than the last one, but after the second round I got out of it, like in the second round, I felt my legs gone, but listen, got the win, and I need them opponents, you know, that's going to put it on you, not just run away, so yeah, it was a good opponent too, so thank you.
I think you have high standards for yourself. The verdict from Darren and Barry on commentary was that was a good showing from you tonight. It looked like you did everything to force the stoppage tonight, Conor, but Zanoli was very tough.
Yeah, listen, he was tough, and I'm much better than that, even like my rolling. I was standing there getting caught by, listen, like, not being rude, but he ain't on my level, no way near, and I should be like boxing around people like that, playing with them, but he's a good opponent, strong opponent, and yeah, I did try to get the stoppage, but it was tough and not many people stopped him. He's won his last 5, so it's a good opponent, thank you.
You said you weren't nervous at all for the debut. How did the whole occasion compare for you this week and with another win?
Yeah, Joe, I weren't nervous till I was standing behind there this time, and I was like, heard the fans, and I was like, felt a bit of nerves through me, but listen, it's all good, and yeah, hopefully all the fans carry on following me, and they're going to see a much better performance next time, so thank you everyone. Cheers.
And your dad won his second professional fight in the first round, by the way, so you got work to do.
Yeah, no, he stopped a lot of opponents, so he can stay over there. His time's done.
Let's bring in Eddie Hearn. Eddie looks exciting. He's got a good support, backed by the West Ham family as well, just like his dad was. What did you make of that performance tonight?
Yeah, look, he wasn't as happy as he was for the debut. I thought it was a good performance. Great opponent. You know, a little bit awkward, but very, very durable as well. And you're just not going to get all these guys out there, especially when you've only got 4 rounds to do it. And what you see, as you saw with Louis Ward as well, 4 rounds doesn't sound like a long time, but it doesn't matter if you train for 8, 10, 12 weeks. When you're throwing the amount of punches that Conor throws, it's good to get 4 solid rounds under the belt. So long way to go. Long way to go. He's a fantastic fighter. You know, just like his dad, tremendous ring IQ. Really, really has. And just a young man, like I said before, Adam Macker, Louis, Taylor, they're just young men developing into the game. Massive future ahead. Great fan base. You know, and just what we need to do is keep him active, because he boxed in December. Probably would have liked to go a little bit quicker than that. Obviously, we had Christmas. Now it's about fighting, trying to get out virtually every 6 weeks or so, all around the country, just learning his trade.
And I guess the perfect weekend, Conor, would be, look, victory for you in fight number 2, and then West Ham nick 3 points up at Villa Park tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we need to stay up. Do you know what, they ain't been playing bad recently, the last few games, so hopefully we stay up, and I think we will.
And a final message to everyone who came out for you tonight.
Yeah, thanks for all the support, and up the irons, and thanks to Eddie and Frank as well for getting me on this card. I just want to keep learning, keep growing, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Top man, Conor Mitchell, congratulations to you. 2-0, we're just going to swap you round with Eddie Hearn. Look forward to seeing Conor Mitchell back in the ring very soon. Eddie, you mentioned about the prelim cast there. You're building a strong pool of talent in this area of the country. A massive night for George Liddard. He's been a staple headliner for you from York Hall, the Indigo, and now look, the biggest occasion so far. Why do you think he's ready for this?
Well, it's the natural progression. You know, he boxed at York Hall. It's an amazing atmosphere in there, cauldron of noise, and a big fight against Kieran Conway, who's been there and done it all at domestic level and beyond around the world. Boxed in Dallas Cowboys Stadium, boxed in Las Vegas on Canelo Alvarez undercards, and George really did a job on him that night. It was a fantastic performance, and this is the next step. You know, you sell out the York Hall, then you go into the Copper Box, you do 4,000 or 5,000 here, you produce a great performance, and then you move to fill it up. And like we said about a lot of the younger generation on Before the Bell tonight, the fighters on the main card are still the younger generation. George Liddard is 23 years old. He's headlining this card as British and Commonwealth middleweight champion. And he's talking about fighting the winner of Amo Williams against Adames. You know, he's gone from prospect to world title contender if he looks good tonight. So, you know, great support. Jimmy Sains in a very, very tough fight. Laley, you know, he's just 20 years old in a very, very tough fight as well. Giorgio Visioli. They're all in deep tonight, and they're all still very young in terms of their careers. So, a lot of pressure on those guys, great support, and for George Liddard, a big fight against a very, very experienced and very talented Tyler Denny.
And for Jimmy Sains, I think he sold over 500 tickets. I mean, to have this sort of pressure, I guess, in these big domestic tests so early on in your journey, how crucial is that for the future?
And you look at what Asazi did against George Liddard, that was a very competitive fight at the Indigo. That's a massive step up for Jimmy Sains, but he's ready for it. And you give these guys the education, you give them the opportunity to learn, and then you take the armbands off and say, in you go. And that's what's happening to George, and that's what's happening to Jimmy, and Visioli and Laley tonight as well. It's time to find out if they can go to the next level. And so far, they've looked fantastic.
Kicking off the show with Lely Buttigieg as well, who also steps up. Good fight this against Jake Goodwin. And it's interesting because that's the final eliminator, of course, for the English middleweight title, which is also on the line tonight. Should Jimmy and Lely come through, how do you navigate the youngsters in the same division?
I mean, look, when George and Jimmy Sains started their career, Jimmy was probably the more accomplished amateur. You expected him to go maybe a bit faster. George went like a train, took a lot of risks early on and got himself in this position. Jimmy's now looking to earn himself shots at the British and Commonwealth Championship, and Laley is right behind Jimmy, looking at the English and British title eliminators. So, look, I hate putting guys in within the same stable, and obviously George and Jimmy have the same trainer. That fight's extremely unlikely, but Jimmy Sains against Laley is a fight that you could see probably fill a place like this in 12 months' time, but they have to win tonight. Like I said, Laley and Jimmy both in very deep tonight, but if you're going to get yourself in a position to fight for the British title, you're going to be meeting each other, and you know, I don't think we're talking about that fight now, but they keep winning. That Lonsdale belt frees up from George Liddard if he moves on. Jimmy and Laley are going to be right there to battle it out.
Yeah, brilliant card to look forward to here tonight from the Copper Box. 4 fantastic domestic fights as well, all from 7 p.m. live here on the global home of boxing, DAZN. Darren Barker, back to you.
Yeah, strong pool of talent, says Jamie Ward, and I agree from top to bottom. And here is what we have very shortly live on DAZN, a stacked card. It really is. George Liddard defending his British and Commonwealth titles against the former European king, Tyler Denny. Giorgio Visioli against Levi Giles. Jimmy Sains in with a step up. Derek Ozazi. Lely Buttigieg, Jake Goodwin. It really is a cracking card. So much talent to look forward to seeing more of, Barry, as we move ahead.
See, on paper, they're all real test banana skins, I would say. You know, I mean, the Tyler Denny one first, you know, for George Liddard is a real step up. It really is. And he was fantastic against Conway. But Tyler Denny's boxing at a higher level. I mean, he's one at the higher level, not boxing at a higher level, because Conway's boxing at all level, but he's one of the European champion. He's really, really tough. He's very awkward. He's a hard start to read, and he makes you fight this fight from very early in the contest. So however beautifully skilled you are, he can take that away from you. And then you've got to show stuff you haven't had to show before. And if he can negate that early, then we think, well, maybe he is going to world level. I mean, that's going to be the indicator, not the test, the indicator about potentially how far he can go with Liddard. For Sains, we've seen how good Derek Ozazi was against Liddard, so we know how dangerous this is going to be. You know, Sains have shown the power and all the rest of the stuff. There'll be a menace in this division. but he's going to use his boxing skills, which he has tonight. I think there's going to be more about that than the power for him. I really do. And I think, you know, Prodigy, you know, we've already talked about Vizioli, of course. I think, you know, on paper it's the test, but I think he's a world-class prospect, and I think he might make an easy night of what should be a hard work. But for Prodigy, against Goodwin, you've got a tall southpaw here who's really correct, neat and tidy. So he's going to have to break him down. It's going to be a hard night. So I think, you know, this is sort of like where it's just like the pro has gone, yeah, I've had enough of you lot. So just show me what you got tonight. It does feel like that, doesn't it? I want to see what you got now, because I'm spending money, and I want some payback in my investment.
Right, I'll tell you what, right? You've heard it there yourself from Barry Jones, the third best fighter from Ely. In about 14 minutes' time, you need to join the global home of boxing DAZN for that cracking card. We'll see you shortly.
I'm a man on a mission, and I will not let anyone stop me from getting what I'm going to get. I will not be denied.
George Liddard is the British and Commonwealth champion. Oh, baby!
There is not a man alive sitting opposite me that I don't believe that I can beat. You know, I'm not here to play about. I'm here to step up. You know, he's a former European champion.
Blistering combination from Giorgio Vizioli.
And the new English lightweight champion. Oh, big right hand again, the overhand right. Jimmy Sains, the English and Commonwealth silver champion.
That's a lovely left hook from Denny Prelims. Oh! Looking menacing.
Mentally, I'm unbreakable. Physically, I'm unbreakable. I'm going to get the job done by any means, but I want to do it in style. I genuinely struggle to see anyone at 160 surviving 12 rounds with me.
Just bring my belts, man. Bring my belts.
It's a scary place to be, sitting opposite me. I can promise you that.
We are what we believe.